episode that you did with the methane and the electric cars. And I'm really hoping that my question isn't too critical, because I would love to have you revisit that for one reason only. When you did that episode, you mentioned the weight of the cars and the fact that one was gas and one's electric, and in science you can only have one variable. Is it possible to revisit that where you weight the gas car so that it is the same weight as the electric car to actually finalize that electric cars are as efficient? And if you do that, would it be possible to bring back that young scientist that won did that portion of the episode with you? Because I think that would be screaming awesome.
No, that's absolutely, no, look, how many of you in this audience have yelled at me at the television? I rest my case. I'm not going to stand behind our results 100%. We don't know what we're doing. I will stand behind our methodologies. I feel that our methodologies, we try and be sound. You're absolutely right. We were going from an aspect of what would make a successful internal combustion car, what would make a successful battery-powered car. But in terms of testing the efficacy of both, yeah, balancing out, controlling for the weight is absolutely a test we should do. There's so much stuff we often have to leave by the wayside simply because, you know, editing 15 minor variations on a theme. We actually often, probably the single most common argument we have is which tests to throw out and which tests to put in. And actually, oftentimes, we'll have done 3 or 4 different types of tests with different controls, and we'll only edit in the one that best tells the story, the arc that we're trying to tell, because otherwise it's just like you want to shoot yourself watching it constantly iterate. Not Jamie. Jamie would love that show, but when you tell him, it's like, but it would be boring. He'd go, I don't think so. I think it would be very exciting. Like, I reject reality and substitute my own. Actually, that's the first time I've said that in front of an audience. It seems like such cheap applause. Next question. Is your telekill falling down?
No.
Oh, Lara Croft.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lara Croft. Anyway, love you've been watching since the Alright, it's not American Idol. Alright, what was I going to say? Alright, yeah, what is the craziest, wildest, most insane myth that you would like to test, but could never do it because of extenuating circumstances like insurance or just obscenity, whatever?
There's a lot of those. Again, after a couple drinks, I could regale you with at least 2 seasons of the Playboy Channel's Mythbusters After Dark. Jimmy, keep up with vivid video to test for this you want to know. There is a story. In fact, actually, there's very few spectacular stories that we haven't found some inroad into, some way to test. A lot of people wonder if Discovery puts the quash on episodes. They really don't, for the most part. They let us run pretty free. They sometimes don't want us to do the episodes they think are going to be boring, and then we'll just give them an outline and show them how we think it's actually going to be interesting and get to do it. There is one episode, though. The myth is a truck carrying liquid oxygen. A tanker truck carrying liquid oxygen crashes, and its liquid oxygen spills onto the roadway. And in the myth, another car, an emergency vehicle, drives up, and the liquid oxygen has created such a volatile situation that just the pressure of the tires on the roadway of the emergency vehicle coming up turns the whole road into a bomb. Now, this might sound kind of crazy until you start screwing with liquid oxygen, and it becomes the scariest shit in the world. Liquid oxygen is like, take an oily rag, dip it in liquid oxygen, put it over here and hit it with a hammer, and it's a bomb. I'm not kidding. Oxygen is what makes things burn. Liquid oxygen is what makes them blow up. Oh, I should add, it doesn't do that consistently. Which is like the worst thing possible. Because you imagine, what do you end up with? A tarmac, like tar, petroleum, soaked in liquid oxygen that hasn't blown up yet. This is one of the earliest things we discovered on the show, doing the cell phone destroys gas station, that 8x8x8 foot chamber full of gas fumes that we couldn't ignite. We hadn't thought through, what if nothing happens? Who's going to approach the chamber? Oh, crap. So the liquid oxygen, we experimented with it enough to know that it scared the bejesus out of us. And only, that's an episode where clearly you want to end with, like, I have no doubt understanding after our experimentation and after our research that we could turn a whole road into a bomb. I just don't think we can do it consistently enough to be remotely safe. Because that stuff is absolutely terrifying. So that will be one we're never going to do. Sorry.